What's going to happen on Tuesday? Well, Dick Cheney died. He's no longer breathing. Zohran Mamdani is about to be elected mayor of New York City. And then an openly gay actor is the sexiest man alive. Hey, we're getting progress where we can, okay? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heather Shaw is Kidding. It's me, Heather Shaw. Happy Wednesday. How you doing out there, huh? I hope you're doing well. I am doing well. Lots going on. A lot's going on. Dick Cheney, dead. He died too soon. He was only 84. He could have worked 10 more years in Congress. I know he wasn't in Congress. We'll get into him a little, not really. The DC, Dick Cheney. Upcoming shows. This whole week I'm in Cleveland, Columbus, Massillon, Ohio, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Chicago, Illinois. Next weekend I am in Dallas, Texas for the weekend at the Dallas Comedy Club. And then a bunch of other shows throughout the year into next year. We're filming a special soon. That's going to be very exciting. Let's just say if you're in Wisconsin, you should get tickets to that special. But I'll announce that in a few, maybe next week. I'll have that ready to go. Don't forget to rate and review this podcast. If you like, you know what I like. 5 letters, 1 word. Let's say it together. Quave. Get tickets at heathershawcomedy.com, by the way. I didn't tell you that. And then join the Patreon. If you want an extra episode of this podcast every single week, if you're caught up on the podcast and you want more shit talking, that's on the Patreon. You want what's going on behind the scenes that I'm putting up behind a paywall? Yeah, you got to pay $3 a month to access that, okay? This pussy ain't free, bitch. It's $3 whole. I feel like Eileen Warnos. Patreon.com/Heather Shaw Comedy. Join it, baby. It's a good one. All right. Dick Cheney, dead. Dick Cheney kind of ran, he was basically a shadow president. I mean, he was just in George Bush's ear, just telling him what to do after 9/11. So RIP to a former president, Dick Cheney. I saw somebody, I think it was Reductress, that meme, I don't know. It's like Onion for women, Reductress. But they posted, Dick Cheney has invaded hell. And that's really it. That's great. 84 years old. So, you know, our current president's about almost 80, 79. Things are, when you get in your 80s, that's when things go awry. Apparently, Dick Cheney had cardiac and vascular disease, as you do as a white man eating meat, probably, and bombing a lot of people. Just starting wars really is bad for your cardiovascular health. Especially if you're starting unfounded wars. For weapons of mass destruction that just line your pockets with oil money. Yeah, it's really going to take a toll on your cardiovascular health. So watch out. If you want a good heart, don't start wars you have no business starting. Okay. Zohran Mamdani! Zohran is going to win, it seems, the mayoral race in New York City. Zohran Mamdani. I'm not trying to make fun of his name. It's a fun name to say. If I say it in a white lady accent, Zohran Mamdani. Looks like he's going to win the mayor's race. Voting is today. I asked my friend who lives full-time in New York, and he said usually it only takes about a day or two to announce the winners. But he is looking on track to win, and boy, are the billionaires and Republicans freaking the fuck out. You know it's not good when the Republicans are siding with Andrew Cuomo, okay? That guy who probably can't be alone with a woman in an elevator legally. Lots are coming out and kind of flailing about, freaking the fuck out at this democratic socialist who's going to win, who wants to help the people of New York. My favorite is that all of these rich people are like, oh, Dave Portnoy included, that fucking freak. Dave Portnoy can't stay off of his goddamn tippy toes. Like, the jig is up. Like, just get down on your feet, bitch. We know you're short. Why are you still... I just saw a video of him next to Rob Gronkowski, great tight end for the Patriots, former tight end. Gronk. And he's on his fucking tippy toes in the video. It's like, who are you fooling? It's okay to be a short king. You're a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. Just be short, okay? I'm surprised he's not doing that leg lengthening shit. He came out and was like, well, I wish I could leave New York City. If Zoran's going to win, I'm just going to... It's like, dude, chill the fuck out. The guy just wants to help people. Who knows how successful he'll be in actually helping New Yorkers. I mean, it's a lot of red tape. It's not like he can just... I'm sure that he can't deliver on all of his promises. You know, a lot of them are very lofty promises. Free public transportation and allocated budgets from like the police force to like feeding people. And it's all really wishful thinking. But I want him to win. I mean, dude, New Yorkers deserve somebody who's not out there just being a sex pest. Andrew Cuomo, who handled COVID horribly wrong. Lots are coming out. Obviously, Donald Trump came out and said, you know, what did Trump say? Trump, he refers to Zoran as a communist. He said he would be the worst mayor in history. I mean, this is obvious, you know. The best one is Texas Governor Greg Abbott. That fucking Governor Hot Wheels. He's a governor in a wheelchair, and he bullies the entire state of Texas. It's kind of very funny. Now, I like a lot of Texas. I like Austin. Houston's fine. Dallas is fine. I don't know. I've never been called to a city really other than Austin. And even Austin, it's like, all right. But, you know, it's just very funny that this man is in a wheelchair and is just bullying the fuck out of people's rights, gay people, women, trans people, and nobody does anything. Nobody just rolls him off a cliff. I don't know what we're doing. When this guy, he's insane. He came out, not gay. He rolled out. Sorry. He rolled out. If Greg Abbott were to come out, he'd have to roll out of the closet. That's so fun. Anyways, Texas Governor Greg Abbott promised to place a 100% tariff on any New Yorker who tries to flee the Big Apple should socialist Zoran Mamdani win the mayor's race Tuesday. He said, after the polls close tomorrow night, I will impose a 100% tariff on anyone moving to Texas from New York City. First of all, we're not products, motherfucker. It's not a tariff. How are you a governor of a very large state, a state that could be its own country? It's like California. It's huge. It takes 10 hours to drive out of Texas if you start from the south to the north. It's fucking disgusting. I used to live in Texas, so I feel like I can roast them a bit. I have personal experience. We're not iPhones. People are not iPhones. You can't place a tariff on us. I don't even know how his plan would work. Like a moving tax, a move-in tax, maybe. I don't really know. Beyond that, it's logically, he's a moron. It doesn't make any sense logically that you want to tax the people who are fleeing New York because Zoran Mamdani won. Those would be called pussy Republicans. So you want to tax your own people for fleeing New York City in the socialist regime of Zoran Mamdani? Also, why do you give a fuck about New York? I thought that's where, it's just liberal losers. Why do you give a fuck about New York City? These people are shaking in their boots. They're shaking in their chairs. They're shaking in their wheelchairs. They are, they don't like to see any glimmer of hope for the people. And really, their only way is to punish. I mean, when have you seen a Republican leader not lead with harm? They're always leading with, how can I harm? Instead of, how can I help? And that goes for most politicians, honestly. It's never, how can I help? It's always, how can I harm? Okay, well, if New York is going to elect Zoran, then I'm going to tax people who decide to move here. I'm going to punish people who live in my state. You're an insane moron, dude. You're an insane moron, and I'm glad you're paralyzed. You know how he got paralyzed too? A fucking tree fell on him while he was running. If God is real, he does not like you, sir. If God is real, he does not like you. You are a DEI hire, by the way, you little handicap freak. God, he's like an evil little roller. Yeah, I don't think anybody, and I really don't see anybody backing up their claim of leaving New York City if Zoran gets elected. The reason you live in New York City is if you live there and you stuck through it and you're there, you're not leaving. You know, New York City is the biggest city in the country. It's the best city in the country. There's so much going on. It's a beautiful city. If you love being in a large city, you love being in New York City. I don't think a lot of people are going to pack up and leave to head for the green pastures of Texas, where rights are not, rights are an option there. If you're a white straight male, you get some rights. But beyond that, it's like, yeah, no. In New York, you get all the rights. You get all the rights in New York. You think people are going to leave that to go live in fucking hell? And in literal hell throughout the summer? Do you know how hot Texas gets in the summer? Fuck out of here, dude. Greg Abbott is a piece of work. He doesn't help his people. When the Uvalde shooting happened, he said it could have been a lot worse. Could it have? A lot of kids died. I don't know. While many states currently have an exit tax for leaving, they do not currently have any sort of moving tax for those arriving. Why would you want to tax people that are coming into your state and contributing to your economy and your workforce? I don't know. Weird. They're just scared. They're shaking in their chairs. It's very fun to see. Let's see. Is there anything? And that was Greg Abbott tweeted that out. I'm trying to see. Oh, here's what Trump said. Trump said that. Anything Trump says is just a complete lie. Donald Trump says New Yorkers must vote for Andrew Cuomo. I love that. Rapists sticking up for rapists. Don't you love when rapists get together and have each other's backs? Oh, it's like a warm hug from Satan. President Trump encouraged voters to back former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo in tomorrow's New York City mayoral election, making the endorsement hours after Tesla chief Elon Musk did the same thing, a last-minute push against Zoran. Trump said, whether you personally like Andrew Cuomo or not, you really have no choice. You must vote for him and hope he does a fantastic job. Musk hopped on X, the place he owns, and paid for a promoted post that urged his followers to vote Cuomo, in all caps, vote Cuomo. He also said a vote for Sliwa, the Republican candidate, is really a vote for Mamdani or whatever his name is. Right. Yeah. So he's a very fun guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Listen to me, but I don't even know who the fucking candidate's name is. Legalized comedy. Vote for Mamdani or whatever his name is. I don't know. You must vote Cuomo. Oh, he's like a very gay Nosferatu. Now I'm going to say this. If a billionaire is telling you to do one thing, you want to do the opposite, because the billionaire doesn't have your best interest at heart. Okay? You should not be looking to a billionaire for how to enrich your own life. They don't want to enrich your life. They want to suck the life out of you. They want to take your soul and sell it on the market. I would never go to a billionaire and be like, how should I vote? Because I know you have my best interest. We are living on the same planet, basically. Yeah, it makes sense. Fuck Elon Musk. He's such a loser. I just saw him on Joe Rogan, and he was butchering jokes. If you can watch it, pull it up on TikTok. He's telling jokes he's just retelling really bad. First of all, they're really bad jokes, but he's telling them in such an awful way. He is so cringy and bad at comedy. And it's like all he wants in life, but you can't buy the skills to be good at comedy. You just can't. He can take comedy classes. Sure. He can go bomb at the Laugh Factory in LA. But you just can't really, with that kind of, low grade autism that he has and evilness that's seeping through his blood, he can't be funny. It's just not something he's going to have. You know what I mean? So like he can get hair plugs and get hair. He can revive his hairline, but he's never going to be able to naturally be a funny person. And it's the one thing that's going to drive him crazy. He wants to be so funny. He wants to be Shane Gillis. Hell, he'll even be Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's barely funny. Joe Rogan's very successful and has a great acumen of like the future. And, Joe Rogan got into podcasting first, and that's why he's the most successful, and he's very good at it. But Joe Rogan's not the funniest. I don't think anybody would be arguing with that. I don't go to Joe Rogan stand-up clips when I need a giggle. You know what I mean? But I will pull up Elon Musk being unintentionally, horrifically unfunny. And that'll make me giggle. It's the one thing he'll never be able to be is funny. Because money can buy him anything except real love and an ability to be naturally funny. So good. At least we have that. If you're a funny person like me, we have something that Elon Musk could never own. Isn't that nice? Also, if you have a loving family, people that love you, and if you're clean off ketamine, you've never done it, or you just don't do it anymore, guess what? You're way ahead of Elon Musk. Fuck his billions of dollars. You're winning over him. What's going on with Erica Kirk? By the way, there are 3 Ks in Erica Kirk's name. I'm just going to let you know about that. I don't know if you knew that, but that's such a great, that's just a great metaphor for what's going on with her. There are 3 Ks in her name. JD Vance and Erica Kirk had a very warm hug at a Turning Point event. And I got to say, it looks like they're fucking. It looks like they are getting he's getting 3 pumps in that puss and disappointing her. And she's letting it happen because he's the vice president who wears eyeliner. They're fucking. The way she put her hand on his head, holy shit, he's seen the inside of her guts. Boy, oh boy. Erica Kirk is wearing too much goddamn makeup. She reminds me of millennials in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Way too much makeup caked on. I think she's a millennial. It checks out. I saw a video of Erica Kirk preparing to go out on stage at one of these Turning Point events, and she had what theater actors have. It's a stick that you kind of put under your eyes and your nose, and it makes you tear up. So if you're on a play or something and you need some help with teary eyes or to get the tears going, you smell this thing, you put it under your eyes, it burns. I don't know if it burns, but it activates like, ooh, and you start to tear up. And she was doing that right before she went on stage. No, it was not AI. Shut your trap. You probably weren't even saying that. So it's really good that she really cares. Like she cares so much about looking like she cares. She is really concerned with making sure that you believe she cares. And that's a good actress. She's going to sell it. She's going to really get that stick under her nose so that the tears start to fall, because they're not going to fall on their own. She's actually relieved she doesn't have to be around Charlie Kirk anymore. God, he was a snooze fest. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of just seems a little too intimate, this hug. You can Google a picture if you'd like. Maybe it'll be the cover of this episode for YouTube. I don't ever hug. I hug a lot of people. I don't ever put my hand on the back of their head as I bring them in closer. I mean, she's been railed by the Vance man. I bet, you know what? She probably dressed up as a couch for Halloween and he just couldn't keep his hands off her. You know what I mean? He was like, holy shit, even I'm wet. It does seem a little, it's a little odd. Erica Kirk, who was really, unless you were like super into Turning Point and super into Charlie Kirk, you didn't really know about Erica Kirk. I knew about Charlie Kirk. I never knew about Erica Kirk. I didn't know he was married. I didn't even know he had kids. I was a very, very, very peripheral follower of Charlie Kirk. Not even a follower. I just knew of his existence. But, I didn't really. But man, now it's like everybody knows who Erica Kirk is. She can't stay away from the goddamn spotlight. Holy shit. Her husband's death is the best thing that's ever happened to her. Clearly. I mean, Jesus. And a lot of people are saying, well, she wants to keep Turning Point alive. I think a lot of other people could have done that for her. It's interesting. She does seem like she's getting passed around a lot from all these politicians. I'm not saying that they're all banging, but Trump and that hug that he had, yikes. JD Vance, I think she's just been hugging a lot. Tucker Carlson, she's been hugging a lot of these men. It's only the men too. You never see her having an embrace with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I guess she's not bisexual. That would be against God's plan. But boy, that hug did look intimate. His hands were on her waist. Dude, if I was JD Vance's wife, I'd be drafting up those divorce papers so fast. Usha Vance is, she married JD Vance, so she's not a saint. But she better get a little concerned. They have 3 kids together. She's Hindu. And it's just interesting that he married her and then just joined the white supremacist side, the real white supremacist side. I'm sure she didn't fall for a white supremacist. Maybe she did. I think that Charlie Kirk kind of, I think that he's kind of changed up. I mean, a couple years ago, not Charlie Kirk, sorry, JD Vance. A couple years ago, JD Vance was talking about how Trump is evil, and now he's his vice president. So I think, again, like most politicians, he has there's no integrity. It's like an actor. They don't know who they are. Just tell them who they are and tell them how to win, and then they'll be that. But man, Usha looks like rough. She looks rough, dude. Since if you look at pictures of Usha Vance from before JD Vance was running, look 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and you look at her now, she has aged worse than any sitting president in office after a full term. She's aging like a white woman. It's so upsetting. I don't even like this bitch. You know what I mean? She married JD Vance. She gets what she gets. She went along with this bullshit. Dude, if I married somebody thinking they were one way, and then they came out and said, actually, I'm going to be on the ticket with Donald Trump, you wouldn't see me still married to them. I'd say, okay, I'll see you later, you freak. She stayed with him. So I don't have any sympathy for her, but man, she is aging like milk laid out in the sun, bitch. She's aging like me. She shouldn't be aging like me. It's crazy. I would be real concerned if I was Usha Vance. Because JD Vance is definitely hitting it. He's definitely hitting it with Erica Kirk. And then just I don't know, maybe he's Eiffel Towered her with Trump. I could see that. I don't know. Oh, here's what body language experts think about that hug between JD Vance and Erica Kirk with 3 Ks in her name. So basically, if you haven't seen it and you don't want to look it up, I'll explain it. They're seen hugging tightly with their bodies pressed up against each other. At one point, Kirk brings her hand up to Vance's hair, and when the hug eventually ends, Vance's hand drops to Kirk's hip, touching her in a very intimate way. If I touched somebody that way, and my fiance saw it, I think I'd get beat up, and rightfully so. Experts say Erica Kirk's hand placement in JD Vance's hair is super intimate, comfortable, and attention controlling. She's like gripping the back of his head, like running her fingers through his hair. It's fucking weird, dude. It's a super intimate move. Okay, so this is Tracy Brown, a body language expert and behavior analyst, said, that is a super intimate move, but beyond that, it controls his attention, so she's controlling what he's looking at. She goes on, in the hug also, they're pressed up against each other. He's smiling, and the little creme de la creme on the sexual aspect of that interaction, besides the pelvic placement, is she's running her hands through his hair. She's got his hands inside of his hair. She's got her hands inside of his hair, and if you look at the fingers, there's a tightening. There's a curling around the fingers, meaning she is pulling him closer. Ugh! Gross, dude. Ew, he's definitely seen her butthole. Ew. This suggests or signals that she's comfortable and there's some type of familiarity there. He's familiar to her as well. Yeah, they were just, they were just humping the fucking Air Force One. I don't even think Vance is allowed on the Air Force One. Let's be real. They were humping in a closet, a Turning Point closet. Vance didn't pull away from her embrace, and his facial expressions are positive, so he's into it. His hands drop to her hips, and that is not formal, and that is in many instances not appropriate. However, it's what they're doing. These people don't give a fuck, dude. They're just running around doing whatever the fuck they want. They think this is their country. It is for now, but wait until the reckoning, motherfucker. You guys aren't going to be in office forever. JD Vance in 10 years is going to be like, a woke fucking drag queen. I'm telling you. It's so gross. It's so icky. Icky caca. All right, the last thing before we get into the ad reads I want to talk about is Britney Spears. Britney. It's Britney, bitch. Britney deleted her Instagram account once again after making headlines for her erratic behavior that reportedly sparked serious concern from her family. If her family cared so much, they wouldn't stop. They wouldn't try to take all of her money through a conservatorship. But those are just my thoughts. Britney Spears, I never was comfortable looking at her Instagram. The comments are turned off, so you can't see what everybody else is thinking. There's a lot of people that like the posts. sometimes liking a post that is unsettling is a weird feeling. It's almost like if your friend were posting like, well, me and Billy are getting divorced. Like liking it is weird unless you're super hate Billy. Or if somebody shares something very intimate, you know, my grandma was the best. She died. I miss her so much. Liking it is like, it's showing your support, but it's also like, well, I'm liking a dead lady. That's weird. I never really liked Britney Spears' posts. I personally liked them, but I wasn't going and smashing that heart. It just felt a little icky. It felt a little exploitative. I felt like she wasn't in her right mind. She isn't in her right mind. I think that we can say this, and it's not me roasting Britney Spears for calling out what is so obvious. I'm observing. I have two eyes. Sue me. I'm not here roasting her and saying what a crazy, you know, I'm just saying she's clearly unwell. I don't know what's causing it. Who the fuck knows? Do you? No. We have our speculations. Is it long-term medication use that she's abruptly stopped? Is it, has she just had a psychotic break? A la like Amanda Bynes. You look at Amanda Bynes and you're like, who is that? Things happen. These people have been in the industry since they were children. Okay? Clearly the industry harms people, especially women. Even Bieber is not safe. You know, he got passed around like Erica Kirk. So, you know, I'm just observing here when I say that she's clearly not been well. Her posts do not make sense. Her captions are rambly and ranty and giving manic episode. And that's fine. I understand why she's mentally unwell. I totally get it. But we can't sit here and be like, she's just living her life. She's finally free. Let her be. Like, no, we need to be like this. Maybe we shouldn't have an Instagram account. I wish she had somebody in her life that loved her for who she was and not for who she is to the public and her money. Her dad's evil. Put her in the conservatorship, siphoned money off of her. K-Fed is a fucking carny that somehow got close to her and had kids with her and got lucky. He won the carny lottery by being with her. He deserves to be managing a GameStop in Alabama, okay? He doesn't deserve to be Britney Spears' ex with 2 sons with her. That's fucking nuts. That's when I knew Britney was not sane. When she was like, Kevin Federline, yes, please. He's got a new memoir out. It's bullshit. The memoir is called You Thought You Knew. Bitch, we did know. We did know. You're a charity case, motherfucker. Sit the fuck down. Now that you don't get child support every month from Britney Spears, now you want to make money? Girl, where were you when you didn't want a job 10 years ago, bitch? You just sit around, smoke cigarettes, and fucking play putt-putt golf? Please. Fuck off. I'm glad she's deleted the Instagram. The captions were weird. It didn't make sense. They were rambly. I mean, it'd be so long. There'd be random emojis. I'm telling you. I'm not trying to be mean. But if you saw your sister or your mother or your close female friend or your aunt start posting videos like Britney Spears is posting and captions like Britney Spears was posting, would you reach out to them and say, hey, are you okay? Or would you just go, she's just living her life? A close friend of yours, a sister, your mother, your aunt, your girlfriend, your wife, some woman close to you in your life, you see them start posting like Britney Spears and not a cause for concern on that. You think that, no, it's not normal. So people are allowed to say Britney's not okay. It's not us hating on her. I want the best for Britney Spears. She's clearly not okay. We just got to call it what it is. But her captions were very funny. She would just be going off on tangents.
Whoa! Holy shit! Did you know that the second president of the United States was actually a giraffe? That is crazy! Whack-a-doodle woo-hoo-woo!
I don't know. Let's see. Let's read Britney Spears' caption. I don't know what she was talking about. A lot of times she'd be talking about her experience somewhere. She's very funny. Like when she was more, put together and more in the public eye, she was always very funny. I always thought that she was a very funny person. But like some of these posts are just really rambling.
13 was the age I actually felt kind of pretty. I think my rebellious days were due to the fact that I always had to be perfect and pretty emoji. And then I went to the extremes and went wild and naughty.
I mean, it just goes on and on.
My confidence, my swag, my inner dialogue, and yes, even my sex life.
Like, it's just on. I mean, and that's just 2 sentences of these. There actually isn't a breakup of sentences. It's all just a rant, ramble. It's giving manic or meth or, a psychotic break. And I would also break too if I had Britney's life. Okay. If I was treated the way she is a prisoner. She's literally the Black Mirror episode with Miley Cyrus, and that's just what it is. So I'm glad that she's off the internet. I know that comments were not on her post, so it wasn't like she had to deal with people being like, bullying the fuck out of her, being really rude. If her comments were on, I never would have commented and been like, LOL, Britney, what the fuck is it? Like, I never would have commented anyways in support or in roasting her in any way. But I think it's a good move. Apparently, people have said that she does this. She goes offline. She goes back online. I think she should just get a burner account. I don't think she needs to be posting anything about her life. We've had access to Britney Spears' life since she was like 12. I think that it's time for us to not have access anymore. I don't think we need it. I don't think it's healthy for her. It's not productive. And she's also not a fucking clone. Can people stop with this? Oh, this is the Illuminati. They cloned Britney and made her a fucking wackadoo. If the Illuminati cloned Britney Spears, they would make her able to perform 4 shows a night at a Las Vegas residency so that they could print money off of her fucking name, image, and likeness, bitch. They wouldn't make a clone of Britney Spears who's doing nothing but twirling in her fucking kitchen with knives. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Go read a book for once, please. Any book. I don't Cat in the Hat, motherfucker. Green Eggs and Ham. Just read. A manager at Red O restaurant in Westlake, California, who attended to Spears and her friend before the toxic singer got behind the wheel. Am I missing a plot here? What am I talking about? Oh, the pop star's surprising social media move comes after she was filmed swerving dangerously while driving herself home after a night out with a female friend late last night. At one point, Spears' black convertible crossed the road's center divider in a video obtained by Page 6. Well, why aren't we stopping her from driving? Please, we don't need her driving. The manager said she was not intoxicated while dining at the upscale restaurant. She was super chill and really nice. She was just kind of hung out, grabbed a bite to eat, and left. The manager said, I was impressed at how nice she actually was. She seems like a very nice, sweet person. I worked at other restaurants frequented by a lot of celebrities, and I've never really seen a celebrity be as nice as Britney was. She later appeared to give her Instagram followers a bizarre excuse for her erratic driving. What was that excuse?
If anyone is wondering, the lookalike was not me.
Okay, so she's going with it was a lookalike. That's not a bad excuse. Hey, she may have all her marbles. That's a good excuse.
Whoa, holy shit, that was an impersonator. I would never get behind the wheel, ever. I forgot how to drive. I lost my feet.
Still, the video of Spears wandering into other car lanes reportedly terrified her loved ones who compared her behavior to her antics ahead of her 2007 breakdown. Gee, I wonder why she's breaking down. Gee, you forced her to work her fucking face off for 20 years. Gee. I don't know. I don't think her parents have her best interest at heart. I don't think her sister does. I don't think she has anybody close to her. Everybody has failed her in one way or another. They see her as just a money printing machine and they have failed her. And I am always thinking of Britney, and I want her to get healthy and well and live the life that she wants to live, whether that be in seclusion or in the public eye. And fuck Kevin Federline for his memoir. No one cares about where you came from, bitch. Why don't you go back to that place? Crawl under that fucking rock and rot, bitch. We don't need a goddamn 12-page memoir, Kevin Federline, telling us about your stupid fucking life. Your life began the minute you got pregnant with Britney Spears. That's when your life began. And your life ended when you left Britney Spears, when you guys divorced. Boom, there's the fucking memoir. I don't need a 3-minute audiobook of your stupid ass memoir, bitch. Got me all choked up, can't even talk right. He's profiting off of her. Fuck him. All right, let's get into our sponsors for the show, shall we? You know him, you love him. It's Lucy Brown, baby. Lucy Brown coffee is the best shit in the house. It'll make you shit like a fucking mouth. Okay, that's me freestyling, and that's why I'm a comedian, not a freestyle rapper. Lucy Brown coffee is the best. They are our OG sponsor of the show. You know them, you love them. Get their coffee subscription, people. It's time. This is a great way to spend your money on Christmas. Stop spending it at Amazon. Stop spending it at Target. These people want you dead. They have no interest. You know who has a good interest in you? Lucy Brown. They want you to have the best coffee and the best coffee experience. They want you to have the best coffee subscription out there, and you can do it by signing up with them to get their coffee subscription. Perfect timing for the holidays. I'm telling you. You don't know what to get your significant other. You don't know what to get your friend. Everyone loves coffee. If somebody you know doesn't love coffee, they're there's no help. There's no reaching them. Just let them go. Everyone loves coffee. Get the coffee subscription. It's great. You sign up every single month. A new bag of coffee gets shipped directly to your door. It's coffee that you've never had before. It's from small roasters all over the country. I highly recommend it. It's way better than that bullshit factory-made bullshit coffee you see in bags at this grocery store. These are bags you're not going to see at the grocery store. These are small roasters that take their time and make delicious coffee beans, all for you to enjoy. Go to lucybrown.com. That's LUSSI, browncoffee.com, and sign up for their coffee subscription button by Sign up for the coffee subscription by clicking the coffee subscription button. Sorry, I'm just thinking about Kevin Federline. It's really hard. I want to send him a bag of poop. Get the coffee subscription. Follow the coffee subscription button on their website and get signed up today. And if you use the code Heather Shaw is kidding, you're going to get 10% off your first fucking order, bitch. That's how much Lucy Brown loves you and wants you to have good coffee. Go to lucybrown.com. That's LUSSI, browncoffee.com, and click on the coffee subscription button to get signed up today. And if you use the code Heather Shaw is kidding, you're going to get 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for being an OG sponsor of this show. We love Lucy Brown, located in Lexington, Kentucky. If you're ever in the area, go down to Lucy Brown Coffee. I think it's right downtown. Coffee by day, cocktails by night, always gay. We love ya. Thanks, Lucy Brown. Well, shit. I love talking like, God, R.I.P. Leslie Jordan. I wish he was around for TikTok. Remember in COVID, Leslie Jordan was just a fucking light. Well, shit. What are y'all doing? Screwing. I love him. I think it's been 3 years since his death. I'm not sure. I think it just happened. I mean, the anniversary came up, and God, I miss him. God, I miss him. What a joy. Well, the Sexiest Man Alive has been released. I think this is a People thing, right? People does this every year and pretends that the general public cares. For the first time ever, the Sexiest Man Alive is an openly gay actor in 2025. Progress, baby. It is fitting. It's nice. It's Tuesday. What's going to happen on Tuesday? Well, Dick Cheney died. He's no longer breathing. Zohran Mamdani is about to be elected mayor of New York City. And then an openly gay actor is the sexiest man alive. Hey, we're getting progress where we can, okay? Trump's approval rating is in the fucking toilet, but at least we're doing progress where we can. Jonathan Bailey, he was in Wicked. That's how I know him. I watched Wicked and I saw him. I didn't know he was gay at the time, but when I was watching Wicked, I said, that's a faggot. I can't prove it, but I know that's a faggot. And then turns out he was a gay man. I love him so much. I don't really know him, but I'm just trying to make it seem like I'm not hate criming him for being gay. Jonathan Bailey, sexiest man alive, first openly gay one, to which, keyword here, openly. So I wanted to go through the past list and let's go through and see what other gay men have graced the sexiest man alive cover that's just not openly gay, because he is not the first gay one, okay, bitch? He's just the first openly gay one. All right, so we're going to start when it started. We're going to start in 1985. That's when it started. So Mel Gibson, definitely not gay. Mark Harmon, I don't think he's gay. Harry Hamlin, nah, I don't think he's gay. John F. Kennedy, he's probably bi. He was probably a bi queen. He'd probably be really into trans women right now if he was still alive. Yeah, he's fluid. Sean Connery, no, he's straight and a monster. 1990, Tom Cruise, ding, ding, ding. It only took him 5 years to get to the first gay actor. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is the first gay actor to be people's sexiest. I don't want to hear any of this. Tom Cruise is straight. You shut your whore mouth. He's gay. All right, this is all alleged. Patrick Swayze, no, but very comfortable in his sexuality. Not be offended if he said he was gay. Nick Nolte, nah, he likes to ream that pussy up. Richard Gere. Nah, I don't know. He maybe could swing a little by, but I don't think he's gay. Keanu Reeves, straight. Brad Pitt, straight. But I think he would go gay if, like, he was a struggling actor. He would suck dick for a part. Denzel Washington, straight as can be, but very, very, very secure in himself. George Clooney. I think he's a little gay. I think George Clooney's a little gay. And I love George Clooney. But honey, choo-choo, boo-boo. That might be gay. All right, Harrison Ford, Richard Gere, Brad Pitt. We're going through it again. Pierce Brosnan. We're getting into 2002. Ben Affleck, no. Johnny Depp, no. Jude Law, no. Matthew McConaughey, no. George Clooney, Matt Damon, I don't think so. 2008, Hugh Jackman. Holy shit, talk about a faggot. That guy. In 2008, they had their second gay man grace the Sexiest men. So it was Tom Cruise and now Hugh Jackman. We're going with absolute gay men. So Tom Cruise, Hugh Jackman. All right, so already 2008, we're making progress here. Then it was in 2009, Johnny Depp, no. Ryan Reynolds, God, no. Bradley Cooper, 2011, we got another gay guy. Bradley Cooper, sexiest gay man alive. All right, so we're up to 3 since 85. Not bad. All right, 2012, Channing Tatum, no. Adam Levine, nah. Chris Hemsworth, no. David Beckham, nah. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I don't think so. Blake Shelton, no. God, you know Blake Shelton does not wipe his ass. You just know he's got skid marks for days on that underwear. God, he's so straight. Idris Elba, no, but very secure. John Legend. I don't know. John seems a little gay, but I don't know. I don't know too much about John Legend to know if he's like, you know, getting pegged or blowing a guy. So we're going to say no on that one. Michael B. Jordan, no. 2021, Paul Rudd, no. Chris Evans, no. Patrick Dempsey, no. He got that in 2023. What was he doing in 2023 that they were like, yeah, let's do it to Patrick Dempsey? Okay, this is why Sexiest Men Alive is falling off, because 2023 was Patrick Dempsey. Then 2024 is John Krasinski. He's not gay. Why are all these people? This is just PR. That was it. 2004 was John Krasinski, and then Jonathan Bailey this year. I mean, so probably 3 to 4 gay men before Jonathan Bailey, but Jonathan Bailey is the first one to come out, bitch, or to be openly out. But really, the first one to ever grace it was Tom Cruise, that fucking queen, that Scientologist queen. Congratulations to Jonathan Bailey. It's clearly an honor that is awarded by your publicist. I mean, if Patrick Dempsey and John Krasinski won the last 2 years, that's clearly just your PR team being like, so how much for the cover? How much will it cost for the Sexiest Man Alive title? We've really got to sell this Quiet Place 2. You know, it's kind of like the... Like, I always am, like, really supportive of celebrities. I'm whispering because they can hear me. I'm always really supportive of celebrities who get the Hollywood Walk of Fame star, whatever it's called. But that's just bought. Like, it's literally just, you just submit. Like, if you're Drew Barrymore's team, you're just like, okay, she's been in the industry for like 20, 30 years. She's awesome. She's really popular now. We're going to submit her. And then you just buy the star. You just pay for it. It's not like the city of Los Angeles is like, who is this great artist that we should give the star to on this shitty walk of fame that someone's going to vomit on later, that like some street dancing Elmo is going to, you know, piss on later. Like, it's just bought for. It's kind of like the Forbes most successful under 40, like that's bought for. Everything that is prestigious, other than I would think, you know, award shows, I think awards, Oscars, Golden Globes, that's more campaigning. That's like an election. You can kind of rig it up, but that's bought for. I mean, that's probably not the only thing. That's not bought for. Sorry. But the Hollywood Star, Forbes, like most successful 40 under 40, you know, Sexiest Man Alive. These are all just your PR team reaching out and being like, so what's the price on that this year? Let me see if we can afford it. That's it. And Jonathan Bailey's he's got Wicked 2 coming up, so it makes sense for him to be on the cover. I'm really glad that they put an out gay man on the cover. It's fun. How long till we get a trans man? If at this rate, if we got a gay man in 2025, and it's been 85, 95, 05, 15, it's been 40 years since they started this. So it's probably going to be another 40 years until we see a trans man. And it won't be Elliot Page because he'll be too old by then. So it'll have to be another trans man. Another 40 years till we get a trans man. So that's where we're at, just so you know. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is how awful David Harbour is. God, I have been fucking jamming to Lily Allen's album. If you listen to it as a story where it starts and ends, it starts with West End Girl talking about their move to New York, and it kind of slowly devolves into, okay, well, now he said we should be in an open relationship. Okay, well, now it's like I'm trying the open relationship because I'm confused, and like he's like, do you want to know what I'm doing? And it's like, what a weird thing to ask me. And now I'm like, okay, now we really need to relapse and numb out because this is like really bothering me. And now I'm like, I'm trying to do everything to save our marriage, and it's feeling really weird. And now I'm like on the other side of it, and I think he's a fucking freak. And what the fuck did I get dragged into? Who the fuck is this man? That's how it ends. It's a great album. It's called West End Girl. It'll win all the awards. It's a fantastic album. But David Harbour, she really showed his ass. And it doesn't end for this fucking guy. It's so nice when bad people just have to face their consequences because women won't shut up. I fucking love it. Guys are so used to women just not saying shit or not being taken seriously that when, women come out and make fucking amazing albums about how you're a piece of shit. And when another actress who works with you comes out and says that you're a piece of shit, people listen. They're credible. Millie Bobby Brown has allegedly filed a harassment and bullying claim against David Harbour. You know Millie Bobby Brown is the teenager whose Drake was texting. She's had to deal with a lot of shit in this industry. I think she's... let's see how old she is now. I think she's got to be early 20s. She is 21. She's really young. She's 21 years old. So when she was 15, 16, she was on a carpet and innocently mentioned how Drake had been texting her. Drake was in his 30s. And how he was so nice and how he helps me with boys and just really gross shit. I saw someone on TikTok say it's men will date 18-year-old girls. Let's call them girls. Because they're so mature for their age. But you'll never see a grown man hanging out with an 18-year-old boy as friends because they're just so mature for their age. You know what I'm saying? So Millie Bobby Brown's 21 years old. She had to deal with really a lot of industry bullshit from an early age. Imagine being 16 and having a 30-something-year-old loser rapper from Canada grooming you, giving you boyfriend advice because that's real normal. And now she's got to deal with David Harbour being, I guess, just being harassing her. Let's pull up the article here and really see what's going on here because I'm not sure. Harassment. I'm just Googling it now. I will never chat GPT. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown filed harassment and bullying claims. Imagine bullying a young girl. Like, I think David Harbour just hates women. There was a point in Lily Allen's album where she got this part for a play in London and she had to leave New York City to go. And David Harbour was just like, oh, you just got it because you're famous. Usually you'd have to audition. You don't even deserve this role. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't earn this role. You didn't even audition. Like, you just got this because of your name. It doesn't mean like you're a good actress. That kind of vibe. Right. Let's also look up his note that he left her on her opening night of the play. It's really indicative of how he viewed her. And here we go. Yeah, it's this one right here. My ambitious wife. Where's the note, motherfucker? Oh, here it is. He says, the note on her opening night of her play. My ambitious wife. These are bad. So he gave her flowers. These are bad luck flowers. Because if you get reviewed well in this play, you will get all kinds of awards and I will be miserable. Your loving husband. That's not even funny. Like, if you're going to be like snarky and weird about, like, dude, be funny. What? Anyways. Okay, let's go back to Millie Bobby Brown. She filed a lengthy complaint against David Harbour, their co-stars, right? I don't really know. I know she's 11. I don't watch Stranger Things because I'm not it's just not my thing. If you like Stranger Things, great. I don't like to watch shows about kids. Sorry, it's weird. The only one I will watch is Pen 15, but those are grown women pretending to be kids. It's different. Brown, who plays 11 Jane Hopper on the hit Netflix series, was said to have included pages and pages of accusations. The news was exclusively reported Saturday. I'm trying to get the info, bitch. A person with knowledge of the situation said Millie Bobby Brown filed a harassment and bullying claim. That's crazy against a grown-ass man. Like, what was he doing? I can't wait to find out. Harbor reportedly faced an internal inquiry, the outcome of which is unknown. None of the complaints were of sexual nature, so he's just picking on a girl who's more popular than him from the show. Real cool shit, I'm sure. He was probably just saying some really shitty things like that note that he wrote her, thinking like, oh, I can pass this off as me being funny. I'm just joking. But really, it's like, why would you fucking say that to a 20-year-old girl? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just shitty things about her acting, shitty things about her lines, how she's delivering. I can just imagine him trying to, and you know, it's a thing where a guy negs you or is rude, and then you call him out and they go, I was just joking. Whoa, we can't joke? It's like that bullshit. It's like, motherfucker, you don't have a sense of humor. You might as well call yourself Elon Musk. They are both gearing up for the release of the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. You know, I do like that he's going to have to promote Stranger Things. I'm hoping that he's not even going to be able to promote it because I know he loves attention more than he loves, you know, he would probably deal with having to address these rumors because at least he'd be getting attention. Whereas, like, if they were like, sit this out and let this blow over, he'd be way more pissed because he just wants attention. He's an actor. That's all they crave is attention and validation and putting down women. He's a freak. He's a fucking freak. I can't wait to, someone said, I can't wait for all the tell-alls on that set in 10 or 20 years. Girl, give it 5. Everything will be out. David Harbour's a piece of shit. You look at him and think he was a nice guy. You know what I mean? Not some weird sex pest, but you don't really know anybody. You just don't really know anybody. And Lily Allen is problematic. She's not perfect. You know what I mean? She is definitely not perfect, but man, oh man, what a rough time to be David Harbour. All right, that is our show. Thank you so much for listening. Stay safe out there. Try not to fly if you don't need to. I'm going to be driving all week to these shows. I'm very excited about it. I'm not trying to clog up the, I wish I didn't have to fly. I really do. I'm trying to avoid it. Like, I can drive to all these upcoming 5 shows because they're all in the same area. I'm going to have to fly to Dallas next weekend. I'm kind of, I don't want to, but I have to do it for work. And, if you can, try not to overload the system. I know it's hard. Everybody's got to travel. It just sucks. I feel for the TSA agents, even though they can be kind of weird. I feel for air traffic control. They're amazing. They're doing their job, even though they're not getting paid. If you want to donate to food banks, cash is sometimes better than donating items because the food banks have an in with vendors and they can get the more items than you could get on your own for cheaper. So sometimes these funds are not going to be misappropriated. These food banks are feeding people. Sometimes handing somebody $30, you can feed 4 people with that, as opposed to going to the store and buying 3 items for $30 that's going to feed, 1 person. So if you can donate money, that'd be my tip. If you want to help out the food banks, even, 20, 50, $100, if whatever you can give, they can turn that money into much more food than you can at the store. You're getting fucked at the store. They have connections. It's like the Underground Railroad for feeding people. They got connections. They can get cheap food and feed a bunch more people. All right, upcoming shows. Tomorrow night, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio at Hilarities. Thursday, I'm in Columbus, Ohio at the Nest Theater. Friday night, I'm in Massillon, Ohio for 2 shows. First one sold out. Second show has tickets on sale now. Saturday night, I'm in Fort Wayne, Indiana at the Fort Wayne Comedy Club. And then Sunday night, I'm in Chicago, Illinois at Zanies. Next week, I'm in Dallas, Texas. And then the following, later on November, I'm going to tell you all the cities I'm going to be in throughout the rest of the year. St. Louis, Omaha, Richmond, Virginia, Mahomet, Illinois, Portland, Maine, Providence, Rhode Island, San Francisco. Next year, I'll be in Detroit, Janesville, Wisconsin, Appleton, Wisconsin, and Atlanta, Georgia. Get tickets at heathershawcomedy.com. Don't forget to rate and review this podcast if you love it. And join the Patreon for every week. You get an extra episode of this podcast. Only $3 a month. Okay, I know times are tight, but $3, you know what I mean? I think you can do it. If you really are hard up for more episodes, that's the place to be. There's, I think, 91 bonus episodes already up on Patreon. You got a lot to get through. That's 91 hours of content. Patreon.com/HeatherShawComedy. Thank you so much for listening. I love you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your week and stay gay. All right, see ya.